the NHL, but it's all-star teams only. In honor of the fact that we don't even get an all-star game this year because of Four Nations, I'm going to be throwing all 4 different divisions and their all-star teams into the National Hockey League, and we are going to see who goes on and ends up winning the Stanley Cup. So I did go ahead and make sure that we had all 4 division all-star teams, starting with the Atlantic, who has guys like, Alexander Barkov, Austin Matthews, Braden Point. They got a very good team. Even defensively with McAvoy and Hedman, Jake Gensel's there, Brad Marchand. And if we take a look at their starting goalie, they're going to have 2 great goaltenders, a 94 overall Andrei Vasilevsky and Jeremy Swayman as their backup at a 91, which is not bad at all. We move on now to the Central Division. They got guys like McKinnon, Makar, Kaprizov, top 3 players on the team, 97, 96, and 94. Roman Yossi's up there at a 93. They got Robo, Miro Heiskanen, who's currently injured. Thanks, Mark Stone. Kyle Connor, Devon Taves, and in goal, that guy who's probably going to go on and win back-to-back Vezinas, Connor Hellebuck at a 93, and then Jake Ottinger as the backup. Moving on to the Metro, Sid the Kid Crosby, still the highest-rated player here at a 96 overall. They got Mikko Rantanen, now that Carolina owns his rights. He's going to be on the Metro All-Star team. We got Artemi Panarin, Jack Hughes, Adam Fox, JT Miller, now that he's back on the New York Rangers. Sebastian Aho up there to 90. Ovi still kicking it, obviously like 16 goals away from the record. And their starting goalie will be Igor Shesterkin at a 96 with Ilya Sorokin as their backup. Finally, last but not least, we got the Pacific All-Stars led by Connor McDavid at a 99 overall. Leon Draisaitl, Quinn Hughes is on the team at a 95. They also got Jack Eichel, Elias Pettersson, Zach Hyman. A lot of Edmonton Oilers going to be on this team, considering their overalls. Mark Stone and Anze Kopitar both are going to help them out. Drew Doughty, Ekholm, Nugent Hopkins, and in goal, if we take a look, probably the weakest goaltenders of the 3, or should I say, of all 4 teams, and Aiden Hill and Joey Daccord. And I believe Stuart Foreskin Skinner should also be on this team, but I do not see him for some odd reason. And of course, the goal of the video is to see what team goes on and wins the Stanley Cup. What is the best all-star team now that we are not getting an all-star game this season because of Four Nations? And also, if you guys do enjoy videos like this, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel, all that good jazz. I post pretty much every single day, also go live almost every single day. Now, at the end of the season, the Atlantic Burger Boys are going to finish as the best team with 1 more point than the Metro Division. They went 60, 17, and 5. Meanwhile, Metro went 60, 18, and 4. So we're basically splitting hairs between those 2 teams. We also have the Central Division All-Stars finishing 3rd, and then Pacific only winning 47 games. They were definitely the weakest team of all, maybe because I didn't pick the best players from the Pacific Division teams. But anyways, those are the top 4 teams. Every team makes the playoffs, and the European hockey teams, just as I expected, and of course, as I wanted them to. They didn't make the playoffs. I don't want them there. Only 4 teams make it. I want it to be all 4 all-star teams, and that is exactly what happened. Connor McDavid will lead the NHL. Actually, no, him and Matthews are going to tie for the most points at 133 apiece. A big gap down to Mikko Rantanen, who had 118. Artemi Panarin and Mitch Marner had 117. Crosby had, almost a damn new career high. 69 goals and 115 points. He's never scored more goals. I know he had 120 in his second season in the NHL. But outside of that, goddamn, Sid is going crazy at 37 years old. We got Braden Point with 112, Jack Hughes 109. Leon actually had, surprisingly, a quiet season. On the goal side, a 37-year-old Crosby is going to lead the league in scoring with 69 tucks on the year. McDavid had 60. Those are the only 2 60-goal scorers in the NHL. Generational talents, by the way. Austin Matthews had 59. Braden Point 55. Robo with 46, Leon 45, Jake Gensel had a very good season himself. For the goaltenders, Igor Shesterkin will lead in wins with 46, a 6-win gap over Vasilevsky. They played on 2 completely different teams, and Igor also will have the most shutouts out 9. So pretty much just hand this man the Vezina. He's locked it up with the most wins, most shutouts, and not even a great save percentage, only a 910 save percentage, 254 GAA. But I think those raw stats are probably going to take the cake. And for the postseason, again, 4 teams make it. All 4 all-star teams have done that. We got the Atlantic versus the Pacific, and then the Metro versus the Central. Here we go. Game number 1 between, I believe, the Atlantic All-Stars and the Pacific. So 1-0 lead for Barkov right off the bat. Second period, oh no, Atlantic is dominating the Pacific here in game number 1. Mark Stone, though, on the power play makes it a 3-goal game. You never truly know. 5-on-3, 5-on-4, man. How did Vince Dunn score that goal? We just killed off... Okay, why am I saying we? I'm not a part of any team here, Pasta. You got to be neutral, completely, utterly neutral. 7 minutes to go in the third. The Pacific All-Stars trail by 2, and it looks like they're going to fall in game number 1, 5-2 to the Atlantic. Now we have the Metro and the Central going at it, and right now Jack Hughes will give the lead for the Metropolitan Alcoholics, and then Sebastian Aho 4-2 over the Central here in game number 1. They're out shooting them 35-27, 5-on-4 for Boston. I completely forgot to do the abbreviations. It would have made things a lot easier. Jesper Bratt, there it is. An absolute ass whooping to the Central Division All-Stars as they lose game 1. The Pacific level All-Stars need to get back in this series in a hurry. They're down by 2 right off the bat. Matthews gets a pair and Aiden Hill. Second period, a 4-1 lead yet again. I think the goalies in the Pacific, being not that strong, honestly, is going to hurt this team. 5-1 Braden Point. This is absolute utter domination as it looks like Pacific Division All-Stars. They are in trouble if they don't find out their game fast. All right, here we go. Game 2 between the Metro and the Central. Metro leading 3-1 in the third period thanks to Jason Robertson and Miro Heiskanen as they had 2 goals in that second. And then Val Nichushkin will chip in. But Sidney Crosby makes it a 2-goal affair yet again on Connor Hellebuyck. I think probably the Central has... Oh, wait a minute. Sebastian... I was going to say they're the best goalies, but they're blowing a 4-1 lead right now. 7 minutes to go. Oh, my God. Erik Karlsson will tie it up at 4. Shots are even. The score is even. And potential overtime on the horizon. Here we go. Overtime in game number 2 between the Central and the Metro. And I mean, I believe the Central Division, what an absolute rocket by Cale Makar. A wrister at that as well. Hits the post, and he absolutely skied it into the crowd. That was a bomb, and he got laid out afterwards by Jacob Slavin. The Metro trying to tie this series up at 1 apiece. The game has been virtually identical. Makar again, man, Cale Makar is going to get the overtime winner. I'm calling it right now. Makar, he's shooting everything right now. Back to the point. Roman Josi with an absolute bullet. And the Central Division All-Stars will take a 2-0 series lead over the Metro here in the semifinals of the postseason. Did somebody say Obama in 2011? That thing was a fucking piss missile, mate. Josi from the point, he teed it up and he banged it home. Igor Shesterkin, nothing you could do about that, brother. That thing was a ripper. Not even going to lie, the Pacific Division All-Stars need a win in this game. They can't fall down 3-0 to the Atlantic. Oh my God. Every single game, they've been down 4-1. They're just no match for the Atlantic All-Stars right now. And I think the goaltending, Alexander Barkov, is feasting on Aiden Hill right now. Alex DeBrincat chips in. Hell, fucking make everybody chip in. At this point, 7-1 stomping. Connor McDavid at a 99 overall. Literally does not matter as they're down 3-0 in the series and a potential sweep is on the horizon. Now this series is a little bit differently, although it could go the exact same, considering Central is leading 2-0 in the game, 2-0 in the series as well. Heading into the third, it is a 3-2 affair for the Central Division. 4-2 now, Cale Makar chips in. Insurance marker for Alberta. Wait a minute. Ovi makes it a 1-goal game on Connor Hellebuyck. And then Ovi again gets his second of the night on hat-trick. Oh my God. Connor Bedard, the youngest player out of anybody playing in the league right now. Power play marker gives Central Division a 1-goal lead in the third period. 5 minutes to go. Can they hold on? Can Connor Hellebuyck shut the door? That's exactly what he's going to do. A 6-4, 7-4 win. 2 empty netters. And we could potentially have 2 sweeps now. What am I even saying, bro? They split the first 2 games. I'm losing my mind here. I think early dementia might set in for me, to be honest. So right now, Central has a 2-1 lead over the Metro and Pacific. Obviously, I didn't make no mistake about that one. Here we go. Season on the line for the Pacific. First period, they actually finally have a lead. A 3-2 advantage over the Atlantic. Second period, okay. I can live with a 1-goal lead. Come on, please. We can't get swept. For the sake of God, I want to see Connor McDavid possibly win a Stanley Cup here, or just play in some very important games. If we get blown out, that is not going to look good on anybody right now. A 3-2 lead still for the Pacific. They're holding on for dear life right now. Here we go. 2:50 left to go in the third period. The Atlantic All-Stars trying to tie it up, trying to force OT, and of course Pacific, they're trying to keep their season alive. Oh my God. Who just got put? Was that Troy Terry got put through the glass? Oh my Lord. What an absolute body check on Troy Terry. Who hit him? Oh, it was the Rat, Brad Marchand, 5'9" and all. And he's going to put Troy Terry through the glass. I love how EA added back the glass breaking animation, but it doesn't even shatter. It just cracks. Like, what's the point of adding it back if it doesn't actually shatter? Nonetheless, I'm just cherry picking right now. Barkov coming in, moves over, Braden Point shooting, rebound. Get it out, boys. Hyman, I'm cheering for the Pacific Division All-Stars. No secret here. Hughes. Why is Hughes leading the rush? We need him back on D. Less than a minute to go. They're going to pull their goalie as soon as they get an opportunity. Draisaitl with the turnover, though. Over the Hughes. Quinn Hughes trying to go 5-hole. Cannot get it to go, though. Alexander Barkov, wearing the number 4 for some odd reason, will dump it in deep. McDavid. Over to Hughes. Quinn Hughes waiting. Quinn Hughes with a horrible turnover and an empty net for the Atlantic All-Stars. Braden Point coming in. Moves over. Barkov. Get it out, Bouchard. Bouchard up to Hyman. Zach Hyman. Shaq Hyman. Get it in deep. Draisaitl. What on earth was that, Leon Draisaitl? You missed the net by a wide margin, and then Connor McDavid's going to tee it up from the Rockstar zone and pretty much seal the deal on this game as he's going to grab an empty netter. That was just a ball buster of emotions. I don't know what to say. Okay, first up, Leon Draisaitl from basically the blue line should never miss this puck going in the back of the net. Also, why does he sky it a mile high? Like, dude's not even close to hitting the net. That is so far off, it's not even funny. It bounces back out in front. A little bit of a scrum here leads to the corner, and then McDavid from the Rockstar zone. I've never seen this man tee up a puck like this in his entire life. Look at the windup, just an absolute bomb in the back of the net. What are you going to do about that with an empty net? 23 seconds remain in this game. I mean, I've seen crazier things happen. It's going to be tough. They do pull their goalie again. Nylander coming in. Nylander shooting, and Aiden Hill is forced to cover that puck up and make the save. Did they got an empty net? I believe so. Leon, go for it, buddy. Try again after that horrible attempt that he had in the first try. Nonetheless, the Pacific Division All-Stars will live to fight another day, and they're going to force a game number 5. All right, let's see what we can do. Game number 3, first period, a 2-1 lead for the Metro Division All-Stars. Second period, they're still holding on to a 2-1 affair, trying to tie the series up at 2. I completely have gotten this series mixed up. There it is. Connor Bedard on the power play will tie it up for the Central All-Stars. A 2-2 tie here in the third, and then Wyatt Johnston gives them the lead. 9 minutes to go. Trying to take a commanding lead in the series. 3-1 over the Metro, and they are not going to get that to go. Zach Werenski, with not a lot of time remaining, will tie the game up on Connor Hellebuyck. All right, here we go. Overtime it is. Where the hell is the score? Okay, there's the score clock. I had a worry that we had a little bit of a glitch going on. Nonetheless, this is a massive game. This could either be a 2-2 series tie or a 3-1 series lead. So the Metro Division, they tied it up with Zach Werenski. Late stages that third. Fox, what the hell was that, Adam Fox? Oh my God, the most pointless deke of all time turned it over. McKinnon, oh my God, go, dude, you're gone. Who is that? Who is that? It's Mikko Rantanen out in front. Okay, Artemi Panarin just had a heart attack, collapsed to the ice. He's all good though. Nathan McKinnon doesn't have a lot of energy. Over to Robocock. Over to Kaprizov. To McKinnon. McKinnon shooting. Nice save by Igor. Trying to help the Metro as much as... Man, the Metro has a 96 overall Igor, and they're actually struggling this bad. In the middle, Rantanen. Over. What a save on Breadman. Back to the point. Slavin shooting. Another great save. Who is in goal? Is it Hellebuyck? I believe it's Connor Hellebuyck for the Central All-Stars. Fox moves it over to Rantanen. Up to Crosby. Sid. Coming in, Sid the Kid, trying to feed Rantanen, but he gets stripped by Kyle Connor like a hooker. Go, Connor. Go, buddy. Turn on the Jets. Kyle Connor coming in the wing. Finding Bedard in the middle. Bedard cannot beat Igor 1-on-1. 12:08 left to go here in overtime. Bedard wins the draw somehow, someway. Nichushkin getting buried in the corner by Zach Werenski. Definitely did not have that on my bingo card. Bedard trying to go backhand. Can't get it to go. A little bit of a cluster here in the defense. What was that, Miro Heiskanen? Right off the shin pads. Nichushkin. Oh my God. Bedard. And there it is. Connor Bedard will tie the series up. Or no, take a 3-1 series advantage for the Central Division All-Stars. as they are now 1 win away from advancing to the Stanley Cup Finals. All right, here we go. Game 5 between the Pacific and the Atlantic. Of course, Pacific fighting for their lives. They got a 3-2 lead entering the third here. A power play as well. Don't get anything on it, though. They could have really put the game out of reach if they score on one of these power plays. I mean, the rest are just handing them the win right now, and they just cannot beat Andrei Vasilevsky, I believe, is between the pipes for the Atlantic. 4 minutes to go in the third. A very quiet third period. And it looks like the Pacific, 14 seconds to go, and William Nylander will score on Adin Hill. Well, 14 seconds to spare, and we would not even be in overtime. Nonetheless, here we are, a 3-3 tie in OT. Pacific trying to fight for their lives. Zachheim with a nice shot on net. And the Atlantic All-Stars trying to advance to the Stanley Cup Finals. It's only a 2 playoff round. Hyman rips a slap. I don't think I've ever seen Zach Hyman take a slapper in my entire life. 18:27 to go. We lose the draw. Why am I saying we? I'm not a part of any team here. I am completely new. Oh my God, Zach Hyman. Is that a clothesline? Ref, call that if you have to. Hyman coming in. Moves over to Hughes, but he loses it. Braden Point. Up to Mitch Marty. Mitch Marty has a step on the defenseman. Quinn Hughes just stopped skating with, thankfully, his defense partner, Evan Bouchard, was back on D. I don't know what the hell Quinn Hughes was doing there. Up to Hyman. Zach Hyman waiting. Zach over, finds Dry. Back to McDavid. McDavid, nice save by Vasilevsky. McDavid and Dry out there. It's going to be tough to contain them. Back to the point to Hughes. Shooting, tip in front. Hyman, McDavid, shooting, and Vasilevsky again flashes the leather. Here we go. Full pressure for the Pacific Division, but of course they skated out. William Nylander coming down for the Atlantic. Over to Matthews. Shooting, nice save by Adin Hill. Trying not to force a Game 6 or a Game 7. I think it would be a Game 6 if they win this game. Leon Draisaitl, move that puck up. Pacific Division All-Stars struggling. McDavid. Okay, McDavid doesn't even get a shot on net. Jack Hyman's in on that forecheck. Let's go all out here. Let's have some fun hockey in overtime. No protecting the lead. Brendan Carlo waiting. Carlo to Nylander. Nylander's wearing the number 3. That's a weird number to see Willie wear. Go, McDavid, you're gone. Connor McDavid, why? Why don't you go after the puck, brother? What's wrong with the puck? You don't like it? It doesn't smell good? Come on, dude. Brendan Carlo to Matthews. Over to Nylander. Willie Knee. To Matthews again. The Atlantic All-Stars are just throwing the puck around. Marchand shooting. Nice save by Hill. Hughes will corral it in the corner. He gets board played, though. Less than 8 minutes to go here in OT. Full pressure. Uh-oh. Nice steal. Bouchard gives over to Hughes. We got to get a different line out there on the ice. First lines. Let's go. First line. Oh my God, I did a horrible change. Jack Eichel. Oh my God, Jack Eichel will walk in on a breakaway because I changed the lines. I know there's going to be some people bitching in the comments, but I could not care less. It is what it is. You should have been better, laddie. You should have gone to overtime, mate. A 3-1 series lead for the Central. Let's see what they can do. Entering the third period, they get a 1-goal lead over the Metro. Who is the lone goal scorer? We got Matt Barzell for the Metro, Heiskanen, Hintz, and now Nathan McKinnon makes it a 3-1 affair in the third. A power play marker. Casey Middlestat will chip in as well. And I mean, I got to be honest, things are not looking too great for Alberta right now. 4-2 lead, or for not Alberta, but the Metro Division. Erik Karlsson makes it a 2-goal affair. 2 minutes to go. Too little, too late. The Central Division has beaten the Metropolitan, and they have advanced to the Stanley Cup Finals. All right, let's see if Team Pacific can force a Game 7. First period, 1-0 lead for Team Atlantic. Second period, oh my God, the Pacific Division has exploded. Pettersson, Hyman, Kopitar, Hurdle, and Hyman again. A 5-2 advantage. No way the Atlantic All-Stars are going to blow a 3-0 series lead, right? The Connor McDavid and company, man. McDavid down 0-3 is probably the most dangerous Connor McDavid of all time. Hold up, Austin Matthews. He makes it a 2-goal game. 7 minutes to go in the third. They're not out of the woods yet. Never mind. Zach Hyman with a hat trick in Game 6. And we will have ourselves a Game 7. All right, Game 7. Best 2 words in all of sports. 1-0 lead for the Atlantic. After 1 second period, they get a 1-goal lead. A 2-1 game in the third. They're out shooting them 29-20 right now. The Pacific Division needs a goal to get back in this game. 12 minutes to go. Halfway through the third period. The Atlantic All-Stars trying to hold on. They get a power play. That could have been a killer if they had got a goal. 3 minutes remaining. 2 minutes. Is that going to do it? Nobody's going to tie the game up. And the Atlantic Division All-Stars will not blow a 3-0 series lead as they win in Game 7. And here we go. Best of 7 for Lord Stanley between the Central Division and the Atlantic Division All-Stars. Here we go. Game 1 of the Cup Finals. First period, we get a 1-1 tie. Second period, a 4-1 lead for Team Atlantic, and they end up winning it 4-3. Will not blow that lead in Game 1. We now move on to Game 2. The Central Division desperately needs to tie the series up, and that's exactly what they're going to do after a 4-1 stomping of the Atlantic Division. Game number 3, very pivotal. Who's going to go up 2-1 in the series? A 3-2 lead for the Central Division right now, and never mind, Jacob Chychrun ties the game up for Team Atlantic. 17 minutes to go. Tons of time in the third for some goals. 35 shots on net already for the Atlantic All-Stars. They are putting pepper they're putting boots to asses. There we go. I don't even know what I'm going to say. Jake Gensel on the power play will give them the lead. Never mind. Mark Scheifele tying it up. Why? Oh, yeah. Jake Gensel's on Tampa Bay. I'm completely losing my train of thought as the Central Division will go up 2-1 in the series thanks to a Jason Robertson game winner on Vasilevsky. All right, we're at a very important pivotal game. It's either going to be a 2-2 tie or a 3-1 series lead. Oh my God. Central is leading 3-1 after 1. Second period, a 6-2 lead for the Central Division All-Stars. They are going to blow out the Atlantic 8-2. And now they're only 1 win away from winning the Stanley Cup. Here we go. A 3-1 lead for Team Atlantic after 1. Second period, 4-1 lead. Has any game been close so far? God damn. It seems like only one game in this series. Outside of that, it's all been a blowout. Will we see a Game 7? That is the question everybody wants to know. The Atlantic All-Stars are down 3-1 entering the third period. Things are not looking great for them. Never mind. Jacob Chychrun makes it a 1-goal game. They're right back in it, man. Power play, and there it is. Connor Bedard, the young man, the young boy, I should say, will give the Central Division a cushion, a little bit of a cushion, a 2-goal lead, and then Kirill Kaprizov strikes again. All right, here we go. 1:45 left to go. Central Division is leading 6-3 in the third period on home ice. Stanley Cup in the building. I mean, the Atlantic All-Stars are struggling. It doesn't look too good, I'll be honest. Less than a minute to go. 3 goals they got to score to just tie the game up, let alone win it. AC Mittelstadt loses it to Barkov. I really thought Team Atlantic was going to win after the way they, in early level of the series, handed my Pacific Division All-Stars just a complete another ass-whooping, man. But then they blew it, went to a Game 7, damn near lost, and maybe that was a little bit of a wake-up call. And there it is, Lord Stanley waiting to be presentated. 43 seconds to go. Cale Makar gonna skate that puck out. Makar, where are you going? Okay, Makar's coming in. He's just going to kill that clock. Over to Robo. Yossi doesn't take the shot even though he had it. Yeah, they're definitely killing the clock right now. Kaprizov tries a shot. 30 seconds to go here in the third period. We are awaiting the Stanley Cup presentation as it looks like the best all-star team out of all 4, even without Mikko Rantanen being on the Central because Colorado traded him to Carolina. They're still going to be able to muster up enough star power and potentially go on and win this Stanley Cup. I mean, it's all but a conclusion right now. 11.5 seconds to go. Come on, man. And there we go. The Central Division All-Stars will go all the way and win the Stanley Cup. They beat, I believe, the Metro in round number 1, finished off the Atlantic in 6 games in the finals, and they clearly look like the best team, especially playing the Atlantic All-Stars in the Stanley Cup finals. I don't know why, but they just came alive. I mean, they got Connor Hellebuck at like a 93 overall. McKinnon, Makar, lethal-ass duo. Even a guy like Jason Robertson, he goes on and wins the Conn Smythe with 8 goals and 14 points in the postseason. Just an all-around great effort for pretty much everybody involved with this team. And it looks like with no All-Star game this year, I pretty much ran my own All-Star season and postseason. And it looks like the Central Division will take it for this season. And more importantly, they're going to take the Stanley Cup in their home building in Alberta. The Alberta Moose got rebranded to the Central Division All-Stars. And Nathan MacKinnon, as the captain, wearing the number 3, mind I add you, will lift the Stanley Cup for the 2nd time in his career. First time with the All-Star teammates. Surprisingly, Tomiak Matthews is going to have the most goals and points in the postseason. 11 goals, 22 points. Barkov had 21. We got Mitch Marner up there with 18. Kaprizov, 15. So maybe the Central Division was just carried by Connor Hellebuyck. Let's see his stats here. Hellebuyck 8-3-0. Oh my God, never mind. An 897 save percentage, 332 GAA. Playoff Hellebuyck is in full form. I don't know how they went on and won it. I mean, nobody really stood out offensively. And they didn't have a goaltender that was just locking it down defensively. Austin Matthews going to end up taking home the Ted Lindsay and the Hart Trophy. Art Ross will go to Connor McDavid. Sidney Crosby, the Maurice Richard. Quinn Hughes is going to win the Norris. We got the Vezina to Andrei Vasilevsky. And for the Selke, somehow Austin Matthews will take that home. So the Central Division would lay claim as the best in the NHL as their All-Stars would go on, ending up winning the Stanley Cup. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you leave some support on it. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see next, and until next time, don't be silly. Wrap your willy.